Yeah, that is not that. I told you that is because of SSL strip, not because of SL sniff. I will tell you offline how I did that. Okay, that is a little bit different technique. If you simply type the HTTPS, you will get a warning. If you will not type, you will not get a warning. So I implement both the things. But I didn't find, okay, one person who got a problem, he was typing HTTPS and then he came to me and then there is lots of effort happened back. Because he was typing correctly, he was typing HTTPS with the site name. Now you will just talk about now attacks on this particular applications. How you can, this is the one kind of HTTPS attack. If you want to see, I will show you in some time. In that time, we will have some more discussion on the application level attacks.
This is a video about the crows in Japan. Okay. So this is about how the crows have refined their techniques to break a nut. Okay, a walnut. Okay. So what the crow do is it sits on height, okay, a good considerable amount of height. It drops the nut and waits for a car to run over the nut. Okay. And whenever the car goes on the nut and tracks it, and then the crow goes and enjoys the nut. Okay. Crow waits and okay. But this technique has one big problem. That is, it has the risk of overrunning by the car. Okay, so if it drops the nut, goes to collect, and if car overruns it, then it's a life-threatening thing. So the crow is again smarter. What it does is, yes, it waits for the green light, red light for others, and green for itself, and when it goes, safely enjoys the net, and when the light is again turned on, so this was a small video. Okay, so what we could learn from this video. So anyone can just collect 1 or 2 points what we have learned. I'll be thankful. Anyone? What we have learned from this video? Okay, cool. The answer which I was expecting is given by what's his name? Manav. Yeah, thanks, Manav. So the thing is, yeah, the essence of this video is that security is of prime importance, even to the crow. Okay. So another thing is follow the traffic rules. The crow does, but we in Pune don't do that. Okay. So jokes apart, but security is a serious business. We should neglect it. Okay. So talking about security, let's try to assess what is our perception about the security. Our perception about security is something like milk. Okay, we feel that milk is a complete food, but it's not, because it lacks vitamin C. Okay, it lacks security. Vitamin C is something it has to take with, to work with liquidity. So similarly, we feel that our softwares, we don't think that software has to be secure. We think that yes, we have to just purchase the software, and for security we need to have an antivirus or firewall or any other device, IDS for the protection of it. Okay. And how we architect software is like this. Okay, like the car. We are just focused on the functionality. Okay, the program should run. Whether the program is safe or secure, we don't care. Okay, that's the way all the software manufacturers manufacture the software. Okay, security takes the backseat. And how we develop the code is like this. Okay, this says that this memo reads that 21 GNU salute. Instead of that, there is a spelling mistake. It says GNU salute. So the rear admiral, he just arranges the files of 21 blues. Okay. Means what we do is we literally, whatever we get the specifications, we do the coding. Okay. Whatever architecture design we get, we do the coding. Okay. We don't look whether it is safe, secure or not. Okay. We don't assess it for the security issues. Okay. But what we think of security is like this. What software vendors think of security is like this. It's not our job. My job is just to paint the road and not to clean the road. So I will just paint. I don't care whatever is. I don't care to clean the road. Okay. So this is the scenario. It's how the software vendors or software manufacturers look at security. Okay. Now this is boom for the hackers. Okay. Now they have to find out the security issues, okay, or the loopholes within the software, and then try to attack. Okay, so that's just like a backdoor. Okay, from there you can enter into the system and do whatever fancy things you want to do. Okay, so let's try to identify what are different types of security deficiencies, okay, or the security issues in the softwares, so that we can break into the system through those deficiencies. Okay, lack of confidentiality are one type of deficiencies. Data corruption, that is integrity issues, and availability issues. These are major type of issues, okay, or major security deficiencies which you will be finding in the software systems or any network system. Okay, these are the three types of basic systems. Okay, and any of this is compromised at any given time, then the system is not secure. Okay, so security of any system is defined by CIA: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Authenticity is also part of integrity. Okay, now let's try to find out how this security issues pop up in any system. Okay, first is design flaw. Okay, this is a very neglected field. When you design a system, okay, the design inherently has some security flaws. Okay, those are not very much paid attention to. Next are coding flaws. Now these are some hot stuff. Coding flaws means there are a lot of vulnerability researchers who do fuzzing, etc. on any given software. Okay, Microsoft's servers or Microsoft's Windows are very popular for fuzzing. Okay, people fuzz it and they find some either the application is crashed or there is some type of dump which they get, and they reverse it and they find that there is some buffer overflow or some remote code execution vulnerability. So that is all result of coding flaws. Okay. Now, third type of flaw in all the security system is improper deployment. Okay. You procure a system, if you don't deploy it in your infrastructure properly, okay, then there are likely issues of security risk. Okay. So improper deployment, it is due to improper education of the administrators or the end users. Okay. So that is another problem. Next is system limitation. Okay, every system comes with limitation. If you try to overload the system beyond its limits, okay, that system gives up. Okay, DOS is a good example of system limitations. Okay, there is an upper limit of how much simultaneous TCP connection a server can handle. Okay, if you try to go beyond that, then it has to shut the previous connections. Okay, then those users who are accessing that connection, then they say that I'm lost, I'm not getting the service. Okay? So system limitation is another problem. Now let's try to find out how difficult or how easy are they to address. Okay? If on x-axis I take the difficulty level of fixing those and the severity on y-axis, then I will find that deployment flaws, okay, the flaws in deployment, they are easy to fix and they have low impact on the system. Okay, system limitations, they are difficult to fix because you have to change the entire system. Okay, and coding flaws are easy to fix, but they have high severity. Okay, vendor releases a patch, you install the patch and you are done. Okay, it's as easy as that fixing the coding flaws. Okay, but design flaws, you have to discard the entire system, redesign the system and then procure it. Okay. So now let's try to see few of the design issues. Okay. I will demonstrate few things. Okay. Very common things which you might be looking daily, but I'm just showing you through a different angle. So what I'm doing is I'm preparing to run Ethereum. So anyone is having a Rediff or Intertimes account, mail account? Okay. So there is a design flaw. My mail ID. And I'm giving some password.
Go to right side, left side.
Now I will start making captures. And then sign in. Okay. See some perfect. So here I can see login name was Annara Jackie. Password was okay. So this is a design flaw, okay, in which they haven't ensure that your password should go to the server in encryption or in some hashed way. Okay. If I have here radius captures, which I can give it. So how Radius does is again Radius authentication is again a text-based protocol. But what it does, only your password, your credential, which is very important to be and to be secured, it just hashes it and then sends it. Okay. So it hashes it with 3 factors. One is this is a Radius protocol, a Radius header. Okay. It's a packet identifier and authenticator. This is a 16-bit string. Okay. And here is address value. So here's the password which is encrypted. Now it is saying that this password is encrypted with this string. Now this is the string which both the server and the user knows. Okay, and server knows the password. It has the password in its table. Okay, and what it does is it takes this authenticator string, XORs, takes the hash, and just compares with what user has sent. And if it is fine, then it understands that user knows the password. Okay. So this system is absent in Nginx. It's also absent in Rediff mail. It's also absent in IRCTC. Okay. The site from where you book the tickets. Okay. Now the thing is, you will say, what is a great issue? Okay. if I'm accessing the IRCTC site.